We are Crystal and Terry, and in the spring of 2021, we decided to spend 1 year of our lives as full-time travelers. Since then, we've had some really great adventures. So subscribe to our channel and come along as we leave the life we've always known to live the life of our dreams. So it has been exactly 1 year since we drove out of our driveway here in Las Cruces, New Mexico to start our journey on April 26th, 2021. And now this video is going to be uploaded to YouTube on April 25th, 2022, which marks our really whole 1 year of travel.
Absolutely. And I would say first and foremost, before we get into this video, a big thank you to all the people who have actually supported us, to you 400 plus people who've actually hit the subscribe button on the channel.
Thank you.
To all the comments on our Facebook page, the comments on our YouTube vlogs, the new friends that we've made along the way. It's been very rewarding, very humbling to see the support that people have given us in this crazy little adventure that we took. And what better way to wrap it all up, but maybe take a look back at some of the high points and low points that we've encountered in this 1 year as full-time travelers.
Let's go.
So in looking back, what we're going to do is we're going to take some of the most common questions that people have asked us during our travel. So those are the questions that we're bringing into play and answering for you. First one has to do with the most unique accommodation that we've dealt with. And I already know that's probably a race between two places. So I'm going to let you answer this, and I'm going to say Dolly versus Lily Pad.
We mostly stayed in hotels and Airbnbs, but we did have two very unique stays. And Dolly, the retro camper, was a 1968 travel trailer that was parked in Arden, North Carolina. And that one was so cute. Everything was renovated in the retro style, which is really cool. It was very comfortable. There was an outdoor space that we could use. I really liked Dolly, but it was definitely smaller than Lily Pad, which was our tiny house experience in Lakeside, Arizona. So we stayed one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. And Lily Pad was just, I mean, there's just no way to describe her except cute. So cute, so adorable, but had all the modern amenities that you needed, had tons of space. I felt like we didn't feel like we were in a tiny house at all. And then it was in this great community with a great Airbnb host who in fact is still a follower of our channel, and we're Facebook friends. And so that kind of goes back to, you know, the people that we meet and who have impacted our lives since our travel, which is really cool. So there's no winner, guys. I would stay in Dolly the Retro Camper again, and I would stay at Lily Pad again too.
It just depends.
So.
If you find yourself in the Fayetteville, North Carolina area or Lakeside, Arizona area.
You mean Asheville, North Carolina?
If you find yourself in the Asheville, North Carolina area or the Lakeside, Arizona area, you're going to have two fantastic choices for unique, wonderful stays.
Absolutely. So this one's for you.
Okay.
What was your favorite place in the United States and in Italy?
In the U.S., I always come back to one experience, and that was when we were in Little Havana. We booked an Airbnb tour experience with a guy named Yoel Garcia, and it was all about Little Havana, the history of Cuba, the sort of cultivation of that neighborhood. It was so vibrant, so colorful. We spent 4 or 5 hours for a 2-hour tour. We spent 4 or 5 hours in Little Havana because we loved it. It was a great experience and something I did not expect, which is probably what made it even more wonderful. Italy is still Rome. I love Rome. Rome is full of culture, history, art, and yet it continues to grow and expand to the more modern conveniences of life. And so I love it. I would go back there anytime. If anyone wants to offer me a job and a home in Rome, I'll be glad to go back. That's how much I loved it. What about you?
In the United States, I loved South Carolina, and we went from coast to coast, well, northern coast to southern coast. We did some driving inland, and there was nothing about that state that I didn't like.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, so I mean, I would go back there in a heartbeat. I loved South Carolina. In Italy, my favorite city was Verona. I just thought it was very romantic looking. All the buildings had little balconies outside, which we didn't see all over Italy. It was kind of just central to Verona, and it was sort of at the base of the Alps, a little bit farther, but you still got some of those really nice rocky mountain ranges around, so you could get up to high vantage points, which was really cool. So I would definitely go back to Verona and try to spend more time there if I could. Okay. Well, next question, Terry, is
For me,
what was the most expensive city that you visited?
I would have to say London, England really seemed like the most expensive place that we experienced. And a part of it also was probably the conversion rate between the British pound and the US dollar, because the pound is worth more than the dollar. So even though it was already looking pretty high number-wise on a menu or whatever, then you convert it to US dollars and it goes up even higher. So overall, I would say London was by far the most expensive.
It was very expensive, for sure.
That's why I was on the last part of our trek getting home, because we had barely had just enough money to row across the ocean and get back to the United States.
All right, so next question on our little list here is, so has anything unexpected happened as a result of our travels?
Oh, geez. Okay, yeah, this has to be not horribly frustrating, but really frustrating because, one, we didn't know about it, so I got to kind of put it on us. I didn't know to research this, but we obviously started this whole experience by driving around the United States. We went out to the East Coast, went up and down, as you know, from Florida to Maine, and then all the way out to the West Coast. What we weren't anticipating were toll booths.
And
right?
tons of them.
So what's happening is we went and did this during the summer of 2021. We are still getting email notifications of tolls that we are now required to pay.
Well, bills in the mail.
Bills in the
We're
mail.
getting physical bills in the mail from toll roads from
Yes.
New York, Maine, Illinois,
Massachusetts.
Florida. So, and we did pay some in cash, so you could go
Yeah.
to the cash lane. So we paid a lot of the tolls in cash as we drove through, but then we're still getting billed. So something I wish we had known about before we drove everywhere was the Easy Pass. So it's just EZ Pass.
Right.
So I'm thinking maybe we could have registered our car with one of those, like in Florida, and then it would have just taken care of all of the tolls for us.
Because an added layer of sort of irritation is that while we were gone for so long, we had our mail forwarded to sort of a digital mail forwarding box. So what would happen is the mail would get sent to us, then it gets forwarded out to this company who then uploads everything to email and emails it to us. But there's probably about a 4-week delay from the time someone mails something to the time we receive it. So therefore, by the time the toll office has mailed us, we're already a month out. And by the time we get it, we could be in their delinquent status by not having paid it. So, if you're going to do any traveling, RVing, definitely check ahead per state for tolls, because otherwise you could be taking care of that a year later.
Crazy.
Not good.
So real quick, to add on to what Terry just said about our mail service, that was something I think is good info. So if you are going to go RVing or be out of the country for a long time, there is a service called Traveling Mailbox, and you can forward your mail there. And what they do is they do receive your mail from the post office and then scan it, and then you can go into your online mailbox and receive your mail that way. So that's actually how we did our mailbox. We just had it forwarded.
I mean, it was handy.
Anyway.
Yeah. So a question that we got a lot when we got back from traveling from friends and family is, what were most of the people like that you encountered? I mean, were there a lot of friendly people out there as you traveled around? Are people not so friendly between the United States, European travels? What was our impression? What would be your impression overall?
Overall, 99.99999% of people
That's a lot of nines.
were amazing. Super friendly, so gracious, so helpful. I mean, we just can't say enough about the people we met, whether it was somebody who was an Airbnb host where we stayed a month in their apartment, so we actually got to know them a little bit better, or an Uber driver who just took us 20 minutes down the road. It just seemed like people everywhere, the United States and Europe, well, Italy in general, of course, England too, just so friendly and so helpful.
Yeah, I was really impressed by a lot of the Uber drivers that we had. New York, Philadelphia, definitely in Rome and Florence. I mean, they could just be taking you like a 20-minute drive, but they would really engage and start, once they found out you were a tourist, they start pointing out all these different things you should go. You should go try to eat over here. This is a great art museum over here. It's like they really were mini tour guides. They really knew their cities and they were proud to share it with you, which I hadn't really experienced that too much before, but that was wonderful. And yeah, you're right. Everybody was friendly.
Every
negative
person we
experience at all.
encountered was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just loved everyone and
great.
have still kept in contact with a few people, so that's really cool. All right, so this next one, why are you looking at me like this?
I don't know. It's my Iron Man pose.
Okay. So the next one isn't really a question, but sort of some feedback we've gotten from people like, oh, what's it like being on vacation full time? But what a lot of people don't realize is this is not vacation. So there's a big difference between vacation and traveling or travel vlogging like what we did. So what do you think the difference is?
Well, when you talk about vacation, it's all about relaxation. And for us, we love warm places, you know, the Bahamas, Mexico, Vegas, New Orleans, fun places. And you just go relax and you have a good time. What we were doing though, is we were trying to build this travel channel and we're trying to give videos and content to the viewer who may want to go on vacation. So, you know, there's this responsibility to get out and find interesting places to see, places to eat, places to stay, little known facts about this place or that place. You've got to get out, you've got to take all this video, and you seriously could take 1 to 2 hours of total video for a 10 to 15 minute vlog. And then the time it takes to edit all that. The last one we did was a top 5 list of what we thought Americans did better than Italians. And we spent one day shooting the whole thing, 5-6 hours total. And then I spent the next day 8 to 10 hours just putting that together. And it's a 10-minute video.
Yeah, that was a short one.
That's a short one, yeah.
A lot of the videos that we shot, we would film over a few days even, you know,
Right.
going to different places and seeing different sites. And then, gosh, editing time would take much longer than 8 to 10 hours. Sometimes it could take 20 hours, of
Right.
course, broken up over
Yeah.
a few days.
And I enjoyed it. We both enjoyed the editing process, but you know, it was a challenge and it was learning and we did experience a lot, but it is not vacation. So there's a very big difference between travel vlogging and going on vacation.
Yep.
Because somebody's been telling me how they need a vacation now after 1 year of travel vlogging.
Absolutely
She just wants to
do.
go somewhere and do nothing. That's a vacation.
Well, then that leads us up into the next question is, would you ever do this again? Would you ever want to leave everything again for an entire year? Let's stipulate that.
Okay.
It'd have to be again the same thing for another year to travel around.
Just different places.
Yeah, different places.
Okay. You want my answer?
Yeah.
You don't know my answer?
I think your answer is yes.
My answer is yes. I would do it again. Of course I would do it again. I loved it. And I think maybe I'd be better the second time around.
Well, I would only do it again if we were not vlogging, if we were not filming, and if we were just doing it on our own.
Just traveling.
Just traveling.
Almost vacation.
So I loved doing the house sits. So I could definitely see myself in a few years or whenever just going where the house sits are, not trying to make good content for a video or trying to pick places because of this restaurant or that monument or whatever. I would go where the cute dogs are and sweet little cats are, and I would just love all the critters and stay for free in people's houses and do it that way. Of course, I still, you know, post cute animal pics on Facebook.
Of course.
But as far as vlogging again, no. not for me.
Yeah, I agree. It's not for you.
No.
No.
Terry can do his own, so
It's not for us. We
maybe, I don't know, maybe that's in your future, a travel or a channel all your own. We'll see. So that being said, what is next? What is next for you or for us? That's what people want to know. What's on the horizon for
For me
us?
or us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think it's about the same for us.
Income, probably need to get a job.
We both need jobs, people.
Both need jobs.
So if you have any jobs for two highly qualified people who are
Amazing, dynamic people,
yeah,
world travelers.
we're happy people.
I know a lot
yeah.
about history. You probably saw that in some of the vlogs, or you might have fast forwarded through there, but
That's true.
I do know that. And we are tech savvy now.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a lot of really expensive equipment that's going to be sitting around our house, not getting used. So if you want some marketing, some promo,
Hire us. We're your people.
we're available.
That's the bottom line here is we're probably just going to go back to work for a little while and then figure out if there's anything fun in the future from there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I have no regrets about what we did, but COVID and everything, I don't care. There's a time when if you want something, you just have to go do it. It's so easy to come up with excuses not to do anything, whether it's exercise or find a new job or go on a vacation or buy a new house. You can come up with a million really good excuses not to do it. At the end of the day, it just doesn't matter. Do you want this? I'm so appreciative that she went along on this. I know this was mostly my goal, my dream to travel and be crazy. And she gave me the 1 year that she said she would. Went by really fast, but it was amazing. So, just if you take anything from our videos, if you've lasted this long in this video, whatever you want to do, figure out how to do it, figure out what the first step is, and take the first step. Because otherwise you've got nothing but year after year of looking back on regrets of the opportunities that you didn't take. And nobody wants that. So I don't know what's next for us. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to make the best of it. I got her. That's all I need.
He's such a charmer.
Finally, we want to say a great big thank you to all the people who supported us, watched our videos, given a thumbs up, subscribed to the channel, all the very supportive things that people have said to us. We truly, truly appreciate you going along
so much
on this 1 year wacky adventure. And hey, if you miss us, all you gotta do is go back and watch all of our videos one more time for fun. Give them another thumbs up if you haven't already done that. I mean, it'll be fun for you, fun for us. Why not? It's a good way to go out.
Absolutely. So thank you again from the bottom of our hearts. And we'll see you on the
you could see yourself